Hey guys. Hey, it is your girl Raquel May David. It looks like we have some people coming in, so let's see. I think we have 1, 2. I should probably minimize this screen because I always have it open and I get in trouble. So like, let me minimize this screen over here. Let's see. I'm gonna let Miss Clay was here before. Let's see. Let me open up the chats. Welcome. Okay, Keisha came back. Hey guys, hey. It's your girl Raquel May David. Hey, Miss Clay, how are you? Are you at work? Yeah, you on mute.
I didn't know my video was on. I was trying to turn my camera off.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't know we were booked and busy today or what you were doing, but welcome.
Oh no, I always be here. But I do have a question for you though.
Okay. Let's go.
My question is, I had sent off my first attacks, and I got some stuff taken off and deleted. But then I had an issue with TransUnion. They started sending me stall letters.
Right.
So I went in and I printed out. Well, I printed out the stall letter and also sent my attack over to them. So now I'm waiting. But the thing is, how they sent it back. Like I got something from TransUnion on the 20th of this month.
Okay.
And I sent the information in. So do I still wait the whole 40 days?
35 days.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. That was my question. I was gonna ask you Monday, but then I had got out the chat.
It's okay. But I'm glad that you're here. So if you have any questions about onboarding, let me know. Oh, I forgot to do the whole opening thing. Hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I just had that question.
No worries at all. So sorry guys, for those of you guys that are new to the room, my name is Raquel May David. I am your host. David Sanchez is my co-host who will be helping us out today in the chat and in any questions that you may have while we are trying to manage the chat while doing the interface. So we do appreciate you guys coming in. Today is all about Dispute Panda, the standard. Before we dive in, I'm going to go over some changes that are happening, and then I'm also going to wrap up with changes again because I like to make sure that you guys know what's going on. For the people who already know me, hey girl, hey boo, hey. For the people who are new, I am going to be very vibrant, very much as fun as possible, because learning and training is always a learning curve, because some people may know more than others. Some people may be a little bit more tech savvy, and I want to make sure that everyone is kind of met where they are and supported moving forward. We normally start with the icebreaker, but on today, since we have a small group, I'm going to try and dive in and then kind of get you guys in and out because I do value your time. So if you guys are able to see the chat right now, David dropped the link for our YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel allows you that if you miss any information, miss any content, you are able to go to the YouTube channel and see our beautiful faces, your beautiful face if you're on camera, and hear the questions, hear the answers. I do make sure that even though the answers in the chat or the questions in the chat are answered, that I do read them just in case someone leaves early or something, you're able to still get the answer when you watch the playback. Okay. Just to give y'all an insight. I always start off the call with the community, because I cannot stress it more importantly, more emphatically, how you need to be a part of the community. If you're learning about what's going on, you're trying to figure out what's happening in the credit space within Dispute Panda, and you're wanting support with other individuals that are using the platform. And if you're seeing an error and you're not quite sure if other people have the error, like, I like to be transparent. We just had an error the other day where the one-click import wasn't working as effectively and efficiently as we wanted to. the developers were able to go ahead and get it together. And we did send the alert out today, letting everyone know, listen, growing pains, the kinks are out, we're good to go, we can zip and what? Do it, in my Wendy Williams voice, okay? So with that being said, if you are not yet in the community, please, honey, darling, go to the chat, grab the link. David just dropped it for us, for you to go ahead and be in the room with other individuals that are like-minded, using the system, and are wanting help. Let me go ahead and put my do not disturb on, because y'all, I be getting disturbed. Yes, I will. Yes, I do. So before I give the announcements real quick and then dive into the software, I do see that there's a question. Hey, Miss Keisha, welcome, welcome. Hello, my question is, if I apply for a credit card for my business, but they use my personal credit as a PG, can I dispute the inquiry off my personal? My personal opinion in that realm is that when you are disputing inquiries, you only do that with any accounts that are not open and not active. If it is open and is active, you do run the risk of losing that account. Since you're personally guaranteeing that line of credit and not the business of itself, I wouldn't. Is my politically correct answer, I guess, that I would give in that scenario. But great question, Miss Keisha. Again, my gem and rule of thumb is that if the inquiry is attached to an open and active account, we're not touching it. We're not touching it. Okay. So great question. I'm going to go over some quick housekeeping, some changes that are going on. So we are not going to have a Dispute Panda Pro Night tomorrow. Y'all, your girl is a little tired. So we will not have Dispute Panda calls tomorrow. The Dispute Panda calls are changing a little bit. So I like to make, oh, my pleasure, darling. I like to make the announcement of the shifts that are going to be going on. So previously, if you had the Pro, you had the credit repair blueprint, business blueprint, sorry, the CRBB. That was included in the Pro feature for anyone who already had, who signed up for the Pro. You were getting Dominique Brown's walkthrough of how to build your credit repair company for free. Basically, you were paying the $197, and the actual cost for Dominique Brown's package is actually $1997, right? So he was including the updated version in the Dispute Panda Pro group. So if you signed up, you were able to go ahead and get the full class. You got the downloads and all of the things. However, they will no longer be including starting January. So the Dispute Panda Pro Night will be going over any information that you specifically have on the Pro, how it works. If you have questions about the systems and the software with the Pro, we will be able to go ahead and dive in with how the system works for you. But it's going to be an overall platform of just getting support with how to leverage the information in the Pro and how to utilize it. So for Thursday nights, we will have the Pro capability. It will not be this Thursday, but we will be moving forward, and I will go ahead and make the announcements when it comes into play. So that was one update. CRBB is not going to be live anymore. We won't have class Thursday. Hold on, y'all, because I'll be writing notes, okay? Because my listen here now. I don't always remember everything. So hang on one second. Let me go ahead and check to see if there was anything else that I missed. Okay, so no call this Thursday. We'll make the announcement when it's available. Okay, so thank you guys again for coming on in. For those of you guys that are new, this call is specifically for the Dispute Panda standard package, which is the free package that is available. With the Dispute Panda, we are going to cover how to sign up, how to get a free credit report, how to pull your first round. And the goal after this call is to be able to have your first round completed answer any questions if you're stuck anywhere through the process of the onboarding, loading your client in. We're going to go over the key features that are in Dispute Panda. I'm going to touch on some high level information of the pro, but we are going to dive into the pro features on Thursdays. Okay. What was I going to say? Before I get started, does anyone have any questions with the housekeeping information I just dropped? Anyone? Nope. All right, so I do see some new names. Welcome, Mark. Welcome, Jarvis. I think Mr. Reynolds is new. Great day. Oh, I'm gonna give it a few more minutes because I don't know if anyone is typing. So if anyone is typing and you guys have any questions, definitely put it in the chat. For those of you guys that are coming, David, can you drop the YouTube channel for the replay one more time for me? And then I'm going to drop the Dispute Panda group. So whether you are a pro member, a standard member, you get the ability to be in the room with us and learn, apply, grow. That's what we're all here for. So if you have any questions, please let us know. This is what it's going to look like when you guys click on the link and you would click the third option that says join the Dispute Panda community. You can sign in if you already have Dispute Panda. You can use the Dispute Panda login. Excuse me, and that way you will be able to gain access and see all of the things that are going on, okay? So with that being said, we are going to get started. I don't see anything in the chat, but I will go ahead and roundtable after I finish highlighting the homepage. And then before I go into signing and onboarding, we'll open up the floor for questions again, just in case if there's any, okay? So Dispute Panda is the world's greatest 100% pay-as-you-go credit repair system, okay? It does cost $17 per month per round. Per month, you're going to get the rounds each month. But if you decide to use, and I'm going to show you guys how you're going to be able to leverage the ability to actually get a free round of attack every 35 days. So instead of you paying the $17, you'll actually get it for free 99. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that on today. I'm also going to take you through the platform, but I want to explain that it's 0 monthly fee. So you can house your clients here. If you are just doing you and your family, you can house your family here. And you will have the ability to go ahead and keep everything in a secure platform where you do not pay a monthly overhead and you only have to pay if you are generating rounds of attack. If you have family members or friends that do not want to use the credit monitoring services that I'm going to be talking about today, that is fine. They just give you your $17. You can generate their round of attack, mail it off for them, or give it to them for them to mail. Okay. But there are options available. This system also is a fully trainable software. So it tells you exactly how you can dispute literally immediately after you download. And I'm going to take you guys to that in a moment. So the standard platform is free. As I said, you only pay for your rounds of attack. We do have a pro feature, and the pro feature is $1 for 14 days, and then $197 per month thereafter. The pro feature allows you to turn on the communication tools and a lot of amazing features that I will demonstrate later in the pro feature. So you can have a secure client portal, you can have your client sign a contract, you can have them upload their own ID, all of those things for the $197, okay, for the actual pro. If you choose to pay for the pro for a full year, you get 2 months free basically off of that product. So I do want to go ahead and tell you guys, you do not have to sign up for the pro if you do not want to. I am going to take you through a guide today. Hey, Miss Gogo, how are you? Welcome to the room, my love. Okay, so sorry. I love seeing faces, y'all. Okay, so come on to the camera so I can talk to you and you can what? Talk to me, okay? Well, if you have any questions, I know that you just came in. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. And I'm gonna do open Q&As in a few moments, okay? So thank you so much for coming. So for the pricing, those are the prices. You either have $3.99 completely, and I'm going to show you how you can get the disputes every 35 days for free, or you can choose the pro, and we're going to go over that together. The pro and the calculator, I'm not going to touch right now because it's a pro feature, and I'm not going to touch the integration as well, because once I get into the platform, I'm going to have to touch on it a little bit, and I want you to be able to see. I like showing people while I'm telling them so that it kind of makes sense at the same time, right? So I want to take you straight to the training. The reason that I bring this up is because I want you to understand how, once you get the software, whether you get the free or the pay version, right, automatically you get the flow of how should you attack your client's profile. So when you're like, oh, they have a repo, how do I do it? Follow the flow. Oh, they have I sent off my first round and they sent back verified, follow the flow. Oh, I have charge off, I have collections, follow the flow. Now, the only difference will be if you do not have the pro option, you will not be able to send these creditor letters, okay? So you will be able to do the standard attacks. You will pick the attack variation, and this will make a little bit more sense once we get into the actual account itself. But you will not have the ability, if you do not have pro and if you do not have credit dyno, you will not have the ability to go ahead and send creditor letters. However, you can still do everything else that's on this platform. And previously we had a different flow chart that gave you like red belt, blue belt, black belt, right, of attack. Well, the developers and the research was, it was getting everyone confused because everyone wanted to know, well, what's the best way do I use? Do I use the white attack? Do I use the black attack? What attack do I use? So we came up with the most simplest way to attack your credit profile, and also how to go ahead and make sure that you're getting the support along the way so that you are getting impacts, you are getting removals, and you are able to get the responses that you need as you're going through this program, okay? So as soon as you get into the software, there is a training tab. I'm going to show you in the system, but on the main page, the training tab is there. It gives you the guide that you can download for free. You don't have to pay for it. And we also have the videos. So if you click on any of the videos, you have the accessibility to go ahead and get all of the training, or you can get how do I get started, disputing, mailing, and attacks. So if I am not here with you guys in real time and you are in need and you're like, I don't understand the attack variations, I don't know what I'm supposed to pick, you can literally come here under training, click on the free download. It will take you directly to the flow. I personally have my team is actually my family. They all work in my business, which I love. So I print this out and first of all, I email it to them, but on my board, and I will take a picture and post it on social media so y'all can see, but on my board, I actually have where if they come into this physical office and they're working a client, they can see the steps on the board. So it's not a situation where they're like, oh, I'm not sure what to pick, or I'm not sure what to do. Like if they're doing the flows, they're knowing exactly what to pick, and it's rinse and repeat every single client, okay? So love, love, love that. The next thing is the contact. So our customer service support is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have a question, you can email directly at info@disputepanda.com. I like to be very transparent. When you send the information over, please allow time for processing of your request, okay? They are here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but you want to give them time allotted to work. So one pro tip that I always try to give new people in the business, if you're doing this as a business, if you're doing this for yourself, then it's really not necessary. But always have like a system outage email or message available to send to your clients and say, if you are communicating with them and if they're having conversation, to let them know, hey, we're not able to get your letters out today, but we are going to be getting your letters out this week. You will get an updated email once that round of attack has gone out, right? That gives it where you're taking control of the situation, you're letting them know what's going on, and you're giving the back office to your business the ability to fix the issues, and then be able to get in contact with you if there's an error or a glitch that's going on, right? If you do have a question and it is client specific, hey, I'm pulling in this report and Experian and Equifax is showing, but TransUnion isn't. I always tell everyone to get the Loom app. Hold on, y'all, I'm turning on my heater. Get the Loom app. It's LOOM.com. I'm actually going to put it in the chat. That app gives you the ability to go ahead and actually make a short video. So whatever issue you're having, if you want to take a video of it, you can click a hyperlink that's given. And again, this is a free product, so you don't have to pay anything for it. And you can put the actual link in the body with the client's name so they can watch the video and then see what you're seeing, because they're on the back end, you're on the front end. You want them to see how everything's working. And with Loom, you get a message once they have watched the video. Like once your video has been watched, you get a message in real time. So you know someone has read your email, someone has watched your video, and your item is being worked on and you're waiting for a response back, right? So if you have client-specific issues, whether it's a document, rounds, mailing, subscriptions, account issues, you can put all of that in here. If you have general questions, like you want to be a part of the beta testing team, you want to have a partnership, you want to talk about press release, you have the ability to go ahead and leverage those as well. Okay. And again, as I stated, customer service is here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to go ahead and support you with whatever you may need. And I'm going to drop this link in the chat as well so you guys can have it. So for those of you guys that just came in really quickly, if any of you are on the pro Dispute Panda, I want to go ahead and just advise that we are not having a meeting tomorrow. We're not having one tomorrow. There are going to be some changes, as well as the CRBB, which is the Credit Repair Business Blueprint, will no longer be accessible for the pro users starting in January. So my recommendation is, if you guys are in the pro group, watch your videos, take your notes, apply pressure, or as my son says, stand on business. I don't like that. Okay, he said that to me the other day. I felt toes. Okay, but you guys will be able to go ahead and leverage it. Just for everyone who has it, I want you guys to kind of have a heads up with that. So no class tomorrow. We'll definitely pull back around. And before I go into the sign up screen, does anyone have any questions, concerns, or comments before I get started? Any questions? Any questions? You can tell I was at church, right? Any questions? Any questions? Nope. All right. So as I stated earlier, it is completely free to join the Dispute Panda platform. You do not have to enroll with a credit card. You do not have to sign up with anything in order for you to get a platform. In order for you to go ahead and, if you want the system to mail letters out for you, or if you're wanting to do rounds of attack and you're not using Credit Dyno, you will have to go ahead and put your card information in. But it's not required for you to actually sign up with the platform. This software is powered by AI. It does make, and I'm just going to be completely transparent with you, I have been doing credit repair on and off for 19 years, and it is significantly faster to go ahead and get in and complete your attack rounds. And of course, you can buy credits for pay as you go, right? So with that being said, when you're signing up for Dispute Panda, you are signing up with your information. So if you are a business, for instance, Go Tax Pro, you can put your company name in there. If you are doing it as yourself and your name is Sharon, okay, you're gonna just put your name in. You don't have to put a company name. If you decide to move this from just helping your friends and family to actually getting these coins in these credit streets, you can actually leverage it in a real way. And you can come back and update the business name that you have and all of the things. Okay, guys? So I don't want you to fret on that. Now, one of the things I do want to make note is that you cannot use, if you're going to be disputing your own credit report, you cannot use the same email as a client as the owner of the account. So if my email address is raquel123@gmail.com, as the owner of the account, that is what I'm going to use to log in with the password I'm going to create today. However, I cannot use Raquel123@gmail.com for a client. I would have to have a completely separate email address. The reason being is the system will generate and says that email does not work. And I'll definitely show you guys when I get in. I like to make strange email addresses. And I need to tell the people in the back office that I keep making these strange email addresses. Hold on, y'all. Let me find the pen. Okay. Okay. At gmail.com. And you're going to put your phone number in here. Now, this information is also housed. So when you're sharing content, and I will show you, you can download the clients or your updates of any of the rounds every 35 days. You can show the change in the numbers and the credit scores. So this information will appear on that data as well. So if you put your phone number in, if you put your website in, when we get into the organization, all of that actually pops up on the site, and I love that. What's my password? Here we go. Now, I like to sign up for stuff, okay? I like email alerts. I like text. I like free. I like discounts. So I will sign up for the email for special offers and promotions. You guys do not have to, okay? Once you get into the platform, you will get the Dispute Panda service agreement. This is telling you how to do business, what is expected of you, what you should expect of Dispute Panda, so that you can be able to get the support and access that you need. I'm not going to read it to you today, but you can take time out and read it. I always say do not go into anything without knowing what you're doing, right? With that being said, you do have to verify your email address. I am not going to verify the email address at this time, but I'll still be able to go through and work. I just recommend that you verify the email address within 48 hours, roughly. If not, when you come back in, it is going to make you verify your email address, okay? So just keep that in mind. This is the main dashboard. On this dashboard, if you are the pro client, you will get the birthdays for your clients. If not, you will just get the names, the rounds, any missing information that will show up on the dashboard. You can earn free credits. If you upgrade to pro, you can click that option here to turn on some really cool features that I'm going to go over in a moment down here on the side. And I always tell everyone, I don't care what industry you're in, one income is too close to zero. Okay, so we do have an affiliate program for Credit Dino, and I'm going to talk about what Credit Dino is in a real way. Credit Dino is the credit monitoring software that allows you the ability to earn passive income from your clients signing up to this credit monitoring software. Now, one of the amazing features is that you automatically see the full 7 years of your clients or yourself credit report. Most credit monitoring sites are only giving you information up to 2 years, and that's it. So with that being said, if you are having a client and you're looking at the profile, you're able to see their full picture. What were they like 7 years ago? What were they like 5 years ago? And how how impactful has it been as that time has gone on? Well, also, because you're using Credit Dyno, you get to do the rounds for free. So it gives you a free credit of attack for every client you have that uses Credit Dyno. So in essence, your overhead, the platform, was $0. And then if your client is using Credit Dyno, okay, your cost for generating the letters are $0. And now all you're covering is paper and ink and toner to mail it out. Okay. So this makes it where you can do business and your overhead is extremely low, which is what the point of this was, especially to help credit repair organizations or people that are just ready to be beast in these credit streets and like tired of waiting to see what's going to happen, right? So sign up for the affiliate link, drop it at the beginning of every month to tell people what they need to know about credit, okay, in real time. And that way you can start making $8. Now, on the platform, there are two ways that you can get to clients. The first way is up here, and you have to type in at least 3 characters to see your client information. The other way is to come over here in the client tab. If you have active clients, you can click active. If you have inactive clients, you can click inactive and you'll be able to see who they are, when was the last time you spoke to them, or you sent a letter out for them, things of that nature. If you are needing to pull clients in from a different database, these again are for credit repair organizations. You just need the CSV file and you can go ahead and download it here. If you are having issues, please send the file to info@Dispute Panda. They will go ahead and support you with moving your clients over. Okay. If you want to add a new client, you would click the new client link here and you'd be able to upload the client. And we're going to dive into this a little bit further after we finish all of these wonderful tabs. The letter tab shows you what letters are going out for your client, the date, the method, or the attack variation you selected. And then this eye allows you to open up that client's file that is listed on this on that line. So if you have multiple clients, you can click on it and then you can go into the client's profile. One thing that this system does allow you to do is when you generate the round of attack, you can actually go ahead and have it systemically mailed out for you. If you are completing the task before 12 p.m. PST time, which I think is like Cali time, that's how I remember it. Okay, California knows how to party. Yeah. So if you are using it, I think it's PST, it's Cali time, you will be able to go ahead and get the letters out the same day if it's before 12 o'clock. If it's after 12 o'clock, it goes out the next day. Letters only go out Monday through Friday. People ask me all the time, what is better? I personally use a local post office. I feel like the geotag works for me. My accountability partner, she uses the mail because her pricing, it encompasses the mail. So it makes it easier for her to make sure that the letters, especially if she has a higher volume of credit repair clients, where for me, I have a higher volume of coaching clients. So for her, it's a little bit more difficult. Plus, y'all, I got 2 kids that's always trying to make money off of me. Okay. So they're going to be licking and stuffing some envelopes. Yes, ma'am. That's what they're going to do. They're going to stuff some envelopes. So if you do want the system to mail it out for you because you just don't want to be stressed about it, you can go ahead and load funds into your balance. And then after you generate the round of attack, I will show you guys where you will be able to click on where it says mail out. So that way you're good to go. Okay. Inbox. This is a pro feature. So you can speak to your clients can speak to you. You guys can dip and do in a secure portal. And you'll be able to track that information. So you can also see the information in the client tab, but here's where you'd be able to see all of the contact. The reports, and I'm gonna show y'all this report, honey. Hold on 1 second, because I have it all on my screen. So the reports tab is a way that you can leverage the deletions that you have completed for your clients on your social media platform. So you can turn around and actually take this information and it will become this, and you are able to show it on your social media platform. So you can show not only what have you deleted, removed, because see, this looks a little bad, right? Negative 21. Okay, but come on now. You deleted $202.6 thousand of debt. Your total is 603 total debt removal. Now you can't tell me that you're not a beast in these credit streets when you're showing these numbers, right? So as you're building, you have the ability to make this, to get this report. You can download it and share it across all of your social media platforms, okay? 1 second, this over here. Push all the top. Okay. And that, again, is a pro feature. The subscription tab allows you to go ahead and make different payment features. That, again, is also a pro feature. You can make payment forms, different plans. Of course, the training tab takes you, again, back to the training platform where you can see all of the business, okay? And then the Contact Us tab takes you to the Contact tab as well. This is the nitty-gritty that I love to cover. So I'm going to cover in the body first, and then we're going to go down the side panels. Right here, of course, if you want to update to Pro, you have the ability to do so. You can add your card so that every time if you're going to add for mailing, so let's say you're like me and most of your clients are on Credit Dino, so you're not paying for, you're not worrying about paying for a round, you can choose to add funds for mailing. For transparency, if I'm traveling, there are times that I go to Jamaica, or if I'm going to visit my family in Canada, I will leverage the mail system so that it has a geotag for in the States, so that there's no pushbacks or anything like that when I'm mailing things out. So those are options when I do take advantage of the mail option. The other option here is the subscribe and save. So the subscribe and save option was, we were seeing that a lot of people were signing up for the monthly package, or signing up for like $20 or $60. So we wanted to reward people that says, okay, if you sign up and you subscribe and save, where we're pulling that $20 out of your bank account every 2 weeks, or I'm sorry, every 30 days, we will go ahead and give you an extra 50% of what you purchase. So if you purchase 20, you'll get $30. Every 30 days, we'll pull $20 out, but we'll give you $30 worth of credits in your balances. You can do the same thing with the $60, okay? Instead of just getting 60, you'll get 90. I want to make sure that we're clear that this is not per client. So if this is just for you, or just for you and your husband, then the subscribe and save might be ideal. But if you're doing this as a organization and you have more than 5 or 6 clients, that won't be an option. You would have to go ahead and click the credit purchase and go ahead and download the amount of credits, or I'm sorry, put in the amount of credits that you need in order for it to be processed. And the system also does take ACH, so you can use your debit card, your credit card, or your ACH, but it's the account holder's information. So I just signed up. I am the account holder. My card is the only card that should be on file, start to finish. Okay. The profile, this profile tab allows you to go ahead and see the name, your email address, and you can add a wonderful picture. If you choose to upgrade to Pro, your clients will be able to see that information. The organization tab allows you to go ahead and customize it to your business. So you can add your logo, you can add your website, your email address, your phone number. If you have a privacy policy, you can go ahead and add it there, just as your address, as well as your service agreement, okay? If you want to add additional individuals to support you, you can literally go ahead and add someone as a team member. It is free. We do not charge you to add someone else. So for instance, my daughter on my platform has her own login. So when it's time for her to log in and do my rounds of letters for my clients, she's able to log in. She has a limited capability, so she can't delete anything. She can't really remove anything. She can work the clients and go on about her business. Thank you, appreciate you. So you can do that, put the person's name, put their email address in, and then they get to create their own password, and then they'll be able to log in. And if they're outsourcing or anything like that, that is an option that you can leverage, okay? I do want to point out something real quick before I go through all the others. There was a referral option that is available. I recommend on every single call that you guys sign up. It is not live now, but when it does go live again, because it was open before, I want you guys to have accessibility to that information. Okay. So that's for team members. And then we also have affiliate links. The affiliate links are really good for you to store all your information. I have to have a little black book that I write all that information down on. But if you have the pro version, you can put all of your affiliate links here, and then you can turn off whichever ones you don't want to show on the site when your client logs in. So if you're like me and you want everyone to use Credit Dyno, you would deactivate all of them and hit save changes. And then on the portal, it will only give the link for Credit Dyno. If not, it will give the link to all of the ones that you have available, and then your client will be able to select it and go. Disputing option is the address for the credit bureaus. Okay, it gives you the ability to, if the credit bureau decided they wanted to change their address, and let us be clear, the credit bureau has 7 different addresses. Okay, so if you get a kickback and you realize that you have a new address, you can come in here and you can remove it, put the new address in, and then this is the information that's going to print out on the letters for you so that you're now up to date with what the mailing addresses are. Right now, these addresses are all good, so you have no issues. I'm going to skip billing because billing we just covered. Invoices is for you to know what you're paying. If you have the Panda Pro, what you've paid, the date it was paid, and any statements as well. Activity is your attacks. So the attack rounds that you have, if you have any attack credit, meaning the client has Credit Dyno, and any mail that has gone out, you'll be able to see that activity as well. This integration tool is a pro service. It allows you to connect. Let's say if you have an email sequence or something of that nature, you can connect it with Zapier to the platform. So now you're able to go ahead, and every time a new client comes in, Zapier will get you, like you basically tell Zapier, okay, whenever I have a new client, this is what I want you to do. And they're able to go ahead and track and process how it should happen on the back end. So this is a pro feature. You don't have to worry about integration right now on this level. Okay, guys? So before I go into adding myself as a client, as a test client, do we have any questions or concerns? I'm going to go with no. All right. All right. All right. Well, thanks, guys. So we are going to go ahead and get started with the test client. So some key things that I want us to point out. Anything that you put right here is actually going to be generating on the letter for your client. You want to make sure that the first and last name is spelled accurately. I'm going to tell you that I had a friend that I've known for 19 years now. I have been spelling her name, and she has been spelling her name Shevorn. We looked at her birth certificate and it says SHA. And I'm like, girl, you've been living on this earth for so long. You ain't know your name ain't spelled this way. But all of her identification says SHA, and she has been spelling her name SHE. You want to make sure that you're getting the correct spelling that is on the documentation, not how they spell their names. Okay. If there's if there's a junior, a third, a fourth, a fifth, I always explain that I normally get households. So I normally get a bunch of family members together. So if I do that and there's George first, fourth, fifth, I'm going to put that information in there so that it's easy for me to process when it is time for me to get into the file. I know exactly whose file I'm working on. The email address has to be something different. So even though you're putting yourself in, you want to make sure that you're not using the same email as what you used to create the profile. And then you put the last four of the social. Now, if you are putting the address in, you are putting each section of the address in the box that is applicable. You do not want to put everything on one line because it will mess up when it's time for the letter to be printed. You also want to make sure that you have the date of birth correct on file. So if you had the pro feature, you would click invite client. This will send an email to your client with the login information. You would just click save, and then you would go on to, they'll be able to upload, they'll get the email notification, and everything will be done. If you're using the free platform, you're just hitting save, and it's taking you through the next steps for you to start the process to start disputing. You want to start at the beginning with the identification. So I definitely love to show the identifications that are needed in order to process. So you want to make sure that as you are going through the software, that you are having proof of identification and proof of address. The social security card is always optional, okay? But if you are doing the proof of identification, you want to make sure that every piece of information that you are providing is accurate. What that means is if your client or you just moved from Kentucky to Nebraska, and your address for your utilities is Nebraska, but your license is still in Kentucky, you are not sending in your license. You are sending in one of the other forms of verifications in order for you to process through. Okay? So you would use a social, paycheck stub, W-2, 1099, any other document, because you want there to be consistency across the board. Okay, the proof of address, if you are using a utility bill, a gas bill, a water bill, a residential phone bill, you are going to want to get an updated bill from your client every 90 days. So you are in compliance, and the credit bureau does not try to tell you, hey girl, hey, we don't know that this is you. Okay, you want to make sure that you're leveraging everything the way that you need to. And so this information, if you guys weren't able to grab a screen grab of it, it is located in how to add a client to Dispute Panda credit repair software and get a free attack, which is what we're going to be teaching today. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. So the point of credit repair is it's a two-part process, right? So the first part that we're tackling right now is the letters, and you want to make sure that your supporting documents are clean, visible, easy for everyone to see, and it doesn't have any unnecessary portions to it. So with the actual bill, like this is a bill that we're leveraging, right? All of this information, first of all, is none of their business. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and we are going to minimize all of the stuff that they do not need. What they need is to see the date that this is a valid account. They need to see the client's name and address and nothing more. The goal is for you to go ahead and upload all of the pieces of information and get the ID, the billing information, all the proof of address, proof of identification, and the optional, if you're putting the social security card because you're not using it in any other field, then you want to make sure that it all fits on 1 to 2 pieces of paper. You don't want to have long pieces. And a lot of time I've seen people send me their bills, and the bills are like 3 or 4 pages long because they're sending me the whole bill. And I'm like, I just needed this one part. So the system allows you to crop and save so that you're saving paper and you're saving time. The next thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and scroll down and select the credit monitoring option. There are only 4 credit monitoring softwares that we are compatible with. Credit Dyno, of course, is number 1, Identity IQ, MyScore IQ, and Smart Credit. Please keep in mind that with the other 3 options, you have to log into their software every single month, refresh and request a new credit report, and then go ahead and import it here. With Credit Dyno, you do not have to do that. You just come here and you click one-click import every 35 to 40 days, and you automatically get a free round of disputes. Sorry, you automatically get a free round of disputes. It downloads. You don't have to log into any separate software. So I'm going to stop sharing while I put in the credential information. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to come off of mute. So go ahead and ask them while I enter the information here. No questions?
Does Credit Dino not work when it's on the trial?
It still works on the trial. There was an error that was going on and it has been fixed as of 4 hours ago.
Okay, thank you. Because yeah, I was like, it's not working.
Yeah, the trial still works. There was just an error that was going on. It was affecting everyone. Actually, right now, mine is saying authorization failed as well. So I'm actually going to switch screens real quick. But it was working. Sorry, it is working right now. Are you in the community?
I just like signed up, so I don't know if I'm in the community or
Okay,
I
well,
don't know.
welcome, honey. Welcome.
Well, thank you
Come
for having
on
me.
in. So I'm gonna drop the community link in the chat. The community is where you will be able to get any updates. So if there's anything that's going on, any isms or schisms, it is reported there and you're able to track and see so that you'll be able to know, hey, something is going on. Let me go ahead and adjust and pivot. Okay. And this is what it looks like. So once you click on that little link, you can email it to yourself or whatever is convenient. You'll be able to come here and you'll be able to see a host of information. So if you have a question, come here. The answer is more than likely here. And if not, you have the ability to go ahead and try and find it within the search bar. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
My pleasure. But yeah, we just actually corrected that issue. It was about 3 hours ago that JM put that we're good to go as it pertains to that. So thanks for sticking in there with us. I appreciate it. Any other questions?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a client that got like the wrong name on her social security card and her birth certificate is two different names. What you suggest? You suggest because the name that's on her license match her birth certificate. Would you suggest I send the birth certificate and try to get her to change the social security card? It's a weird situation.
So I was just speaking about that I have a girlfriend that has a similar situation. So you don't need the birth certificate and the driver's license. So if the driver's license matches the birth certificate, you can use one or the other item. Does that make sense? You don't need to use both because only one is considered a proof of identification. Now, if you're going to use the driver's license as the proof of address, then the birth certificate will be the proof of identification. Am I making sense?
Yeah, you making sense.
Yeah. So if her driver's license, which has her updated address, her current address that you're using, then the driver's license will be qualified under the proof of address. Okay. Then you can leverage her birth certificate as her proof of identification. Now you have two pieces of information that will help to move forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. All right. And I saw Chris had his hands up. Chris, what questions did you have?
Yeah, so as far as I talked to my client about the static letters. I know we talked a little bit about on Monday. They were wanting me to mail out the static letter for them.
Okay.
So since I'm on the free version, I know you cannot drag and drop the original round of attack with the new static stall letter. Would I be able to? Would it still be the same thing? Because when I generated the static stall letter, I clicked the same items that I was disputing, and it automatically generated on the stall letter. Is that the
That's
same thing as
fine.
adding? Okay, it's the
It's
same
up
thing
to
as
you, my
adding it.
love. I'm gonna tell you what I do is I'm gonna tell you what I do is I send out the stall letter that I generated, and then I also reprint the original. So if it was round 4 and they sent me a stall letter, I'm going to go to my downloads that are here, and I'm going to click on that particular credit report and print it off and include it with the stall letter. So even though you don't have the ability to go ahead and add it in here, you can go ahead and just reprint it if you already have it. If you don't, you can just re-download it and print out that one particular form. But it's completely up to you if you want to add the original letter. I like to add the original letter because it has the date of that original letter that I sent that y'all's trying to act like y'all don't want to use. Does that make sense?
It does. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, so when I downloaded or when I generated the new attack or the new stall letter, I clicked the same, what is it,
Right.
the same inquiries, and it automatically generated the new one. They were already attached to it. But
Right.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they do have it attached. I just like to send out the original letter so they see, like, I see you playing with
See
me.
you, okay.
See you, okay, like I do my daughter. When I go up in her room and her room not clean, I see you. That's how I do it. So yeah, good question. But yes, if she wants you to mail it out, you can choose to mail it out. Just make sure you get your coins, okay, honey?
Awesome. Thank you.
My pleasure. Hey, go tax girl. Hey, honey, how can I help?
How are you this evening? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I am
Awesome.
wonderful. I'm tired.
Awesome. Girl,
Tired,
look,
boss.
I'm extra tired. Okay, I'm gonna leave this. So it is what it is. But I do have a question. So my question is, I have twins. They
Okay.
both are 23. Okay, and their reports are cross-reporting
Okay.
across all 3 bureaus. So
Mhm.
so how do I handle that? Do I just go with the same attack
Correct.
flows
Correct.
with both?
Because
Okay.
they don't have the same names, right? So if you have twins,
Well,
do they have the same name?
no. Well, similar. One's Myra and one's Myrin.
Right. So like, hi girl, we twins. Okay, so I have Khalil, Caleb, and Kayla, right?
Ooh, okay.
Okay. So Khalil and Caleb, okay. A lot of times when I'm saying Caleb, they think I'm saying Khalil, or they might think I'm saying Kayla. There has been a time, because my oldest is 19, my next one is 18. There, for whatever reason, there was a cross reporting between the both of them. They're not even the same age. What you are doing is the first thing that you're going to start off with is a personal information letter. That is the first letter you're going to send off for each one of them, with the supporting documents that says, I am who I say I am. You're going to send that off. Now, here's the thing. In every single letter, there's a personal information letter that's included. So that means that you're verifying with them that, hey, I'm telling you this is my name, one date of birth, one social, one address. Anything that is not in alignment with that needs to go. Okay. So I like to start with the personal information letter. That is just how I do it. With this flow, it does not require it, because every single letter has the personal information letter. So as long as you're attaching the proper identification, so if it's Seth's ID, Seth's whatever supporting documents for Seth is in his letter, and whatever is for Stephen is in Stephen's letter, you're good to go.
Absolutely.
Okay. Right. And then what I would do, I shouldn't say what you have to, what I would do is every 35 days when you're pulling the report, I pull the reports every 40 days, but when you're pulling the report, right, you're going to look to make sure that Seth's account is on Seth's profile and Steve's account is on Steve's profile. And whatever is not going there, you're going to dispute again. And if you have the pro, you are sending the letters to the creditors as well. So that's going to force the creditors to make sure that they're verifying it on the right profile.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
My pleasure. Any other questions?
No, that's it.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Before we go to Bishop, I see that Michelle has a question. What question do you have today, Miss Fletcher?
Hi, everybody. I had a mix up earlier today with subscriptions, but I got that handled. They said they can't merge accounts. So
Okay.
that was fine.
Okay.
But I am still now, the customer I've sent him an email 5 times and it's not reaching him to attach the subscription. So I changed the email. He changed the email. I changed it to one of my other emails. And
Mhm.
I just checked it to see on myself and just
Mhm.
press invite.
Uh-huh.
And no email has come to me as you've
And you
been
checked your
talking.
spam?
Yeah, I'm doing it as you're talking and still nothing has come. So I don't know if that's a new glitch or what,
Do
but
a video. I want you to do the Loom video, like I said, and send that video to info@Dispute Panda so that they can see that you changed it from your email, like from that email to the new email. And that when you click it, so you're going to go from page to page. So you're going to be here. You're going to go ahead and click the invoice. You know what I'm saying? Like click it to there for it to go to them. And then you're going to go to your email and check the email and show that it's not showing up in the inbox or in the spam.
okay, so let me follow. They two clients, same client, two clients listed. They
Right.
told me to make one inactive, but
Okay.
the one that's inactive has a subscription on it because the file was in there with disputing and letters without the subscription attached. So they recommended for me to make it inactive for the subscription and go into the one with the active letters.
Okay.
So the payment is on the inactive. So then when I sent a new invite with that, so they can add their credit card and pay their fee, the email is not coming through to be able to do that for the subscription or anything.
I'm understanding what you're saying. I'm
Okay,
asking you to make the video to
I
show
will.
exactly what you're saying. So that way they can see, because what you're saying is you've already inactivated one where the
Yeah.
subscription was attached. I want to make sure that you understand that I understand what you're saying. You
Okay.
have the one, the email was attached, the subscription was attached to that one. You made that one particular account. So let's say you have Joan and you have Bob. You deactivated Bob, who had the subscription on, but Joan is who you're trying to send the new subscription to, correct?
Correct.
Okay, but when you put Joan's email address in and you send invite, it's not going to Joan. So you then went in and you put your own email address or an email address that you
Another one. Yeah.
utilize, right? So that you can go ahead and see it on your end. You click invite and you didn't see it, right?
Correct. Correct.
So what I'm telling you is everything you just told me, send a video to info at
Okay.
Dispute Panda because I don't handle the software. I just navigate you guys through. So if there's a glitch in the system, the info at Dispute Panda would be able to go ahead and see what you're seeing on your end and then fix it on the back end.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense. And
yes.
just to, the next question is subscriptions. Another person logged in, they've paid their subscription, and they only see their credit scores. Do they see letters and everything on their end or no?
No.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to ask. Okay. Thank you.
I know that the other platform that you were on allowed them to see letters, or you can allow them not to. This platform doesn't give an option. They don't see letters. You see that information.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. All right, Miss Bishop, what question, or Mr. Bishop, sorry, what questions can I answer for you?
Okay, okay, good night. Sorry about the camera. My camera isn't working.
No, you're fine.
The one concern I had was I'm using a different credit repair platform,
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting flagged that they're saying they see that they stall tactics telling the clients that
Mm-hmm.
it appears as if they're using a third party, which is
Right.
credit repair.
Mm-hmm.
And what I understood is that because I was allowing the system to automatically mail out the letter for me. And I understand that is one of the main reasons why it's flagged, because the same letter goes out, it has a like a barcode or something like that at the bottom. That's what I was told. So I'm
So let me
wondering now if I allow Dispute Panda to mail out the letter, even though the letter is unique, if there would be that little, I'm calling it a barcode, some little thing at the
yeah.
bottom to show
I'm
it's
quite sure it does
genuine.
have a barcode. For transparency, I'm quite sure it does have a barcode. But if you're getting that stall letter from the credit bureau, you just need to go into the static. As long as you have money in your bucket, you can print the static stall letter and send it out to them, because legally there is nothing stating that you are not allowed to hire a credit repair company to fix your credit. So all of that is a moot point.
Yeah, I know that, but so the barcode wouldn't flag it. They won't use that as an excuse, because I think that
They
was one of the
can,
things that
but I
the
mean,
AI.
they can, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't had that issue, because I do a different, my process is a little bit different from the beginning, right? But I have not had an issue, and my accountability partner who uses the system has not had an issue with the barcode being there. The stall tactic is going to be the stall tactic. I don't know how long you've been on the call, but 4 other people have made mention that they've had the same issue and they're not using the mailing platform with sending out the letter. So it's not necessarily the platform, that's just what the credit bureau will do.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up.
My pleasure, my love. But yeah, just send out the stall letter. The people who go through my program, I do give them like who has one-on-one with me, I do give them a verbiage. There is verbiage that you can pull from the FRCA that you can generate and send with your letters. So personally, I send a notice of compliance to the credit bureau that says, I don't really want to hear what you have to say. Like, these letters are going out and you need to work them. And I have the code from the FRCA that says that as well. So FCRA. So you can leverage that, but just for transparency, we've been doing this call now for a couple of months, and at least 2 people on the phone call say that they get a stall letter. Just go ahead and know that it's not just a barcode. That's really just what they're doing right now. And I'm sorry that they try us like this. Okay. But great question, Mr. Bishop. Great question. Did you have
Thanks
another
very
one?
much. Is it possible I can have a one-on-one with you, maybe 5-10 minutes after or something? Or someone?
I can definitely drop my calendar. I'll definitely drop my calendar in the chat, and you can definitely book a call with me.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
It is my pleasure. I'm actually going to drop it in a second, because I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. Let me just go ahead and grab it. Okay, so any other questions before we get started with the dispute process? Question maybe? No, that's not. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. I always say I'm gonna make sure that I have this for y'all. All right, so if you guys are looking at my screen, I want to go ahead and show you guys over here on the corner. You see how it says 1 free round of attack? So every single time you pull in the credit report, you actually get a free round of attack that is generated for you. With that being said, you have the ability to go ahead and generate a round, and you have to go through the platform all together. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab this link real quick. Oh, it sounds like my hunter's awake. All right, so if anyone needs to book a one-on-one call with me, please, definitely, I just dropped my link there so you guys have accessibility to do so. But when you are going through the platform will auto select anything that they deem is an error. Okay. Excuse me, the exception to that rule is inquiries, because the system does not know if you have an account tied to that specific inquiry. So this is some legwork that you will have to do. Once you get the hang of doing it, I promise you, y'all, it'll take 2.5 seconds for you to get through with it. So if you come here, when you are on the inquiry tab, this is the first section it shows. It shows you all of them, and then it shows you the ones that are individual to the credit bureau. When you are going through the process, you would come on here, and if you see anything like this is just a pro tip that I give out. You definitely want to go ahead and search both halves, because sometimes, and I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick, just come down my memory lane. I have an amazing auntie. Her name is Aunt Carrie. Okay. So I was calling Aunt Carrie and we were having a conversation about credit. And of course, she pulled her credit report because, listen, if you're around me, I don't care if we in the club, y'all. Okay. We talking about credit. Okay. Don't judge my life. That's what we talk about. So I'm talking to my aunt and she pulls her credit report and she was like, I don't have no card for no THD. I don't have no card for no THD. Now, again, I'm in these credit repair streets, so I knew that was the Home Depot card, right? But like my aunt is adamant that she does not have no THD account. So I said, Auntie, don't you have a Home Depot card? She goes, yeah, but what that got to do with THD? I said, Auntie, that is what it is. So she was adamant that someone had stolen her ID and applied for credit. I'm talking about she didn't even let me get a word in. I'm talking about a good 20 minutes fussing and cussing, y'all. And when I said, Auntie, I thought you had like a $20,000 Home Depot card. She was like, I do. I already paid it off. What that got to do with anything? I said, Auntie, that's the inquiry for the card. So like you see right here, it says CRB, right? It says CRB. And the next thing it says C. Well, you want to go ahead and search it because sometimes that particular profile will show down here. So it may not show CRB because CRB may be the let's say this is actually Cross River Bank is CRB. But if you don't know that off the top of your head and you're new in the industry, you want to go ahead and make sure you're searching it accordingly. And you can do this for each inquiry that you have. Now I'm going to say this to y'all so that y'all can tell it to yourselves if you're working on your profile, or tell it to your family members, okay? Understand that the goal is a two-part process when you're doing credit repair. If I'm deleting, but you're going out here and still collecting, honey, we finna fight. Okay. So if you're going through the process, my number one statement that I tell all my clients is if you don't need it, you're not applying for it. You are committing to 6 months, 18 months, 12 months. If it's a 24-month journey, because I have to tussle, okay, you are committing to the process to make sure that you are going to live the lifestyle that you want. It is not going to be possible if you are still creating the same experiences. So, and I'm going to tell you why I say this to them. I had a girlfriend who used to go ahead and every time she got on the airlines, remember back in the day when y'all got on a flight, they would go ahead and say, oh, if you fill out this application, we'll give you 200,000 miles or we'll give you 20,000 miles. Well, she would go ahead and keep applying with different social security numbers, y'all. Okay, so that she could get those vouchers or those miles or whatever. Well, when she initially did it, of course, she did it with her social. She was like, I knew I wasn't going to get it. I knew I wasn't going to have it. It's no big deal. Okay, but now you're getting dings and you're losing points because of the fact that you're getting all these inquiries on your social, and you're also crossing files that don't even exist because you don't know if this social security number belongs to somebody or not, right? So we were having this conversation. So you want to make sure that you're making the right moves. Now, let me be clear. You only get 55 points in the arena of inquiries, okay? That is it. That is all, 55 points. So what that means is if you have gained back your 55 points, and how you will know is when you're watching your credit report and you're watching the changes that go in. If you're looking and you see, okay, well, it looks like I've gotten everything there. I'm down to only 3, right? Or I'm down to only 2. More than likely, you've gotten all them points back, okay? You tussling with them last 2 or 3, honey, why? Move on to the next part of the repair process that's going to be more beneficial and impactful, okay? But when you're doing the inquiry portion, I want you guys to make a focus that you are going to make sure that the inquiries that you're going to include to be disputed are not attached to any open or active accounts. You can use Command F, you can use Control F. Either one of those will work, okay? The public information, it gives you liens, it gives you bankruptcy, it gives you child support. any of those pieces of information, judgments, all of that would be applicable right here on this screen, okay, under public records. If you have nothing there, honey, you ain't got to worry about it. You say thank you so much and you keep it moving to the next flow, okay? The system, as I stated, will automatically select any pieces of information that has errors or missing pieces on file. One of the features that I love about Credit Dyno is that you're able to see the credit health of the overall profile. So let's imagine that this was an open account. We know that we're reading it right now and it says it's a charge-off collection and it's closed, but let's hypothetically imagine that this was open, okay? So if this was an open account, you would be able to see the payment history. How often did they pay on time? This says 0, honey. It says they ain't never paid on time. Okay, which means they're not getting that 192 points because they said, nah, I ain't finna pay. Okay, I ain't gonna pay what I weigh. That's what she said. Okay, so if they decide to do that, you can have the conversations that, hey, my love, okay, making your payments on time is worth 192.5 points, roughly. So if you're not making any of these payments on time, you're leaving that 192 points on the floor. So there's no way we're going to get you into the 500. Listen, you're probably not even in the 500 club at this point, okay? But there's no way for me to get you to the 700 or 800 club if we're not focusing on making your payments on time. So that's one part of the conversation, right? By seeing the credit health. So you have the summary, the breakdown of the account. You have the health of the account, which says how often have they paid on time. Okay, don't worry about Leanne over here that they never paid on time. That's not the point. We ain't worried about that. Okay, but you can click on the account health and you can see what is the credit limit and what is the person using. Remember, your utilization is the second highest part of your credit score calculation. So when you're having a conversation with yourself, with your auntie and them, okay, remember that you're having a curated conversation that says, it doesn't matter how many times I write this letter. I need you to understand that if you're not doing your part, we gonna tussle, okay? We gonna tussle. And you have to let them know, because if your credit limit, if you're above your credit limit, that means you're not getting that 165 points. Again, if you add 165 with 192, honey, you leaving all of that on the table. And the only thing that's supposed to be on the table is money. Money and decorations. Okay. So you want to make sure that you guys are having clear conversations with yourself or with your clients, because your behavior is going to dictate where you are going to be able to be leveraged. Okay. So I want to kind of show you guys how you can go through a consultation, how with yourself, with your friends, with your family, or with your clients, so that you can tell them, this is why you need to get with me. It's not just me writing letters, it's me educating you on what is really impacting you on the full scope of your credit profile, okay? Now, systemically, if you see these yellows, it's saying, hey, there's a warning that if you send off this letter, there may be a problem. Now, the Credit Dyno team has gone ahead and supported with a late payment letter that is generated automatically once the system registers that there's an issue. However, my first go-to is I tell everyone with these types of accounts, I do not check it first. I do a goodwill letter first and to the company. I then send that same goodwill letter to the CEO of the company. And then if I don't get a response, then I'll start my rounds the way that with the system selecting it, okay? Also, if you guys are a beast in these credit streets and you have your own factual letter, or you have your own 1099 letter, or you have your own consumer-based letter that you would like to use, you can make that letter here, save it as a template, you can label it, and then that way, anytime you have anything that you want written, it would just automatically, you can select it and it will automatically generate that one letter for that one account, not for all of them, okay? So that way you're good to go as it pertains to your own uniqueness, or you knowing, oh, wait a minute, I wrote this letter and it was the bomb.com. I'm going to use it as a template layout whenever I see ... If you change your mind and say, never mind, I want the system to do what it do, you can come here and click remove, and then it will automatically generate the regular round of attacks for that particular account. Now you cannot go into the attack mode until you save. So you have to hit save filter, and then you're able to go here and start rounds. Now, again, the system gives you a breakdown of what you should do. If you are using Credit Dino and you have the Pro, you are able to go ahead and select the creditor letters. If you do not, you can still use this flow, you guys. You just have to know that you're not going to get the individual letters to the creditors, okay? But the first round of attack is the Punch of Fury, Supreme Boosted, and you are also sending out static letters during this round. You also have handwritten is going to be the selection, and right now we are not doing any CFPB complaints. Okay, the letter does not have to be in color, and it's single-sided. So in that case, you would come here, you would click the pinwheel, and note, you'll click Punch of Fury. It says create a letter for each type. It's going to create a letter for personal information, for another letter for inquiries, another one for everything else. You're going to select handwritten, Supreme Boosted, and then start, and you're going to type in confirm. Okay, and it will generate the letter. You will then come back and click the static letters, and you're going to scroll down to the actual third-party companies. So LexisNexis, Innovis, LCI, ARS, Credco, Clarity, DataX, Microbuild, FactorTrust. You're gonna select print, and they're going to print out the static letters for you as well. What you would do if you want the system to mail it for you, you just click mail out. You already know what's going on. Now, I'm going to be transparent. I do double-sided letters all the time because I like to save. Okay, I print out my own letters, and my daughter acts like she don't know how to read sometimes. So I like to use double-sided. It cuts down on the trees. Okay. However, it does say that you should use single. So if you're going to use single, that's going to be the change in the cost. So all you would simply do if you're going to make the system do it and you do not have enough funds is you would come back into the software. You'd basically close out of this, add the funds that you need here, go back to the client and click mail out. Okay. And you'll be able to go ahead and have the system mail out the round of attacks for you. All right. And the same thing with the static letters. You can either choose download or you can choose mail out, and you can see how much it's going to cost for it to be mailed out for you. Okay. Again, I'm a double-sided person. Okay. I'm just going to tell you the truth. But if you want it to be certified, you can change it from first class to certified. That is going to be the cost. Okay. So you get to decide how you want to pivot and shake. But you have now completed your first round of attacks. If you would have had the Pro, you would have been able to go ahead and click generate Pro letters with the handwritten, and it would have gone ahead and, like how it shows here, attack 5, it would say attack, then it'll say creditor, then it will say static, and you'll be able to get everything printed and get it set to go. Now, remember that Credit Dino is giving you a full 12 months of attack, 12 rounds, 12 months for you to go ahead and help your clients be great. Okay. If you want to see the history of what you sent out, what the credit report has shifted, what the scores look like along the way, you can literally do that in real time. If you want an update, this is the, and I'm going to show you guys again. This is what it looks like, but it's going to be specific to that client. So it will literally have the credit repair tools, but it will have the scores for your specific client in there. And then if you put your website and your phone number, all of those things will be accessible for them to see as well. The invoice is for you to know the billing if you're choosing to bill the client, and the notes is a feature that you would have in order to write notes or keep memories like, hey, I did the Punch of Fury. Again, you don't have to keep the notes. I do because sometimes I do extra stuff. So like I was telling you guys, with the account that was listed down here that was coming up yellow, that just had late payments on here. Where it went? Oh, I think I removed it when I stopped it. Cornerstone. So this had late payments on it. So in this particular case, when I would go to look at the account, right, it has 30-day late. I don't necessarily want to remove the whole account. I would come back here, save only this one, go up here, hit save filter, and then I would do the goodwill letter. And remember, all of these static letters are free as long as you have money in your bank. So I would literally print out the goodwill letter, and then I'd be able to go. But you have to select the account that you're wanting that goodwill letter to be in. And that's how I would do it. So you'd be able to have a tab for each one that you're doing. But you can leave a note so that you already know when you look into your client file, you can say, okay, I sent a goodwill letter to Cornerstone and to Capital One, right? But everything else was regular. So those are the options. So we have actually just completed a full round of attacks and letters. Does anyone have any questions or comments? And David dropped the link in the chat for you guys to see the attack, just in case you guys have not downloaded it yourself. And I love the fact that it gives you play-by-play, so you actually know what you're selecting. There's no guesswork in it. There's no nothing. You click and you go and you live your best life out here in these streets, okay? Did you have a question? Oh, and sorry, 1 second, Chris. Anthony says, I'm not using the processing inside of Dispute Panda for clients. How do I turn the invoice tab off inside the client portal? Because right now inside their portal, it shows plan name 1, 2, 3, 4 unknown 3 times. Okay, Anthony. So I don't believe that you can turn off the invoicing feature in the subscription tab unless you're going to actually click here and actually turn off the subscriptions that you have, from my understanding. So you would have to turn it off from the subscription in order for it to not show up on the client's platform end. That would be the best solution that I would have. If that doesn't work, just send a Loom video, and I'm going to put the link again, www.loom.com, showing exactly what the client is seeing and what the error is, to info@Dispute Panda for the back office to look and see if they can help with correcting the issue. Because you shouldn't see it 3 times, and you should be able to remove it. And if you can't, they should be able to remove it for you. Okay. Great question though. Chris, you had another question for me? No, you didn't have a question? Okay. Does anyone have any, oh, you had a question, Chris?
Oh, yes, I did. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I
Okay.
guess got a glitch. So I also got a letter today because I'm also doing myself, and I had some business inquiries for business credit that I'm trying to remove. They got back to me, Equifax, saying that, oh, okay, these are factual and they will remain on your credit report. Is there any suggestions on moving forward with getting the inquiry removed if they
Yes, do the next
that it is
round of letters.
factual?
Do the next round of letters. Do the next one.
Okay.
I think a lot of times people ask, well, I get this response, what should I do? So I think that the only time that I have an additional method that I can tell you is if we're talking about a bankruptcy process or something of that nature. But the flow is still the flow. You're not changing the flow, right? You're not
Okay.
gonna not send the next round of letters. You may put another so like if normally in round 6, I send a paralyzed touch attack. The paralyzed touch attack is very, very detailed. It is isolating. And a lot of times the things that I wasn't able to get off, I get off with the paralyzing touch attack. So that is something that is like my secret weapon, that when I get to round 6, and if the person has to be with me for 12 months, I do that at month 6 and month 10. Normally, whatever is stuck and they're not listening to me with that letter, it be out. Again, I want to be clear.
Okay.
Some things you cannot dispute. Like I want to be clear that the system is saying, I need you to either make sure this coding is correct based off of the law, or I need you to make sure that what this creditor is sending and saying is accurate, valid. There's no errors, no inconsistencies, no nothing across the board, right? Once all of that has been deemed, like if it's been deemed that it's valid, then and I had this conversation with someone earlier today because they were like, oh, I want to remove these inquiries because I want no inquiries on my file. And I said to him, well, why? Because if you can only get 55 points, that's all you can get in inquiries is 55 points, and you done got them all, why are we still sitting here trying to nickel and dime the last 2 that you have on your profile? You're not getting any more points. Each segment is point maxed. So you're talking about 10% for the credit mix and 10% for the inquiries. That's 55 points apiece. So if you have installments and you have revolving, right? You've maxed out at 55 points. It don't matter how many you have. You maxed out at the points. Keep going. So what I'm saying is when we're looking through the actual credit profile and we're looking at each one of the 5 factors, then you're only going to make it a priority for the ones that are causing or you're losing points. And when I do my class, I normally pull up, and I have one, I don't know where I had it today, but I normally pull up an actual like denial letter. And I talk to them about what's on a denial letter. If my client has that, I'm looking at them and I'm saying, we're talking about inquiries because you're concerned that you have 3. That's not your problem. Your problem is your utilization. Your problem is, do you have installments and revolving? Your problem is you don't have enough accounts that are old or seasoned. I like to call them that because I'm vintage, right? It's not seasoned. So when you're going through the process, if you're only at month 1, month 2, month 3, follow the process. Don't break the process. You may want to add some things to the process, but right now, what round are you on?
So yeah, that was just the first round, the first 30.
Yeah,
So
Chris, Chris, I'm finna come to your house. I'm finna pull up on you. I'm
that's, I'm still, figuring it out to, navigate the waters. And now, is that paralyzed attack that you're doing? That's on the old.
Yep, on the old
That's on
flow.
the old one.
And I do not let that. I told Dominique I will never, ever let go of the paralyzed touch point. Never.
And that's the white attack, right? Attack white.
So no, it's on multiple attacks. So I used the attacks that I used to use were the red and the blue attack.
Blue, okay.
Yep,
Blue,
those are the 2 attacks that I would use in the past.
Nice.
And I'm sorry, Gogo, the answer is paralyzed touch point. That is my favorite letter, honey boo. Okay. Me and that letter go together in round 5 and round 5 or 6, depending on my client. Round 5 or 6, and I do it again in round 10. Now, I've had someone come on the call and said that was her first letter she sent out, and she got an increase of 90 points.
Nice.
Don't play with it.
All right.
Okay. Now, my thing is, I think, okay, so here's a conversation I think we don't always have. When you're writing a letter to the credit bureau, understand that the paralyzing point or the paralyzing touch point is like, I done called you and you ignored my call. So now I done came to your job, I came to your house, I'm going to your mama's house because I've already done all these things, right? So for me, you're understanding that you're writing a letter and your conversation is going to get progressively different as you increase, right? So you don't necessarily, in my opinion, you don't necessarily want the paralyzing touch to be round 1. If you're doing this and you're wanting to make sure that you can flow properly, that is normally a conversation after month 5. Month 5 and beyond, you're pulling out the paralyzing touch. However, if you're the flow of the punch of fury that is there, it's fine. I'm just telling you, I'm never letting go of paralyzed touch. Like, that is my letter. I also want to point out that when you are using that letter, there are a lot of letters that come with paralyzing touch. A lot of letters. So you want to make sure that you're ready to pay what you weigh, as my son would tell me. You pay what you weigh when you're looking at that. But that is normally what I use in round 5 or round 6 for my clients. And I do not always use the flow. So I've gotten into a flow of tracking and what works in different clients, but I'm telling you that the flow that is given there for the Punch of Fury, it has been tested and it has been proven work the flow.
Awesome. So at this point, I did the red flow from the old one, the red
Yeah,
attack.
yeah.
I did the pinwheel, supreme boosted, and then certified mail, all that good stuff. So now for the second one, now that I got the correspondence from the bureaus, I'm able to send out the second round, even though it's not the 35-day.
What did I say, Chris?
Just go ahead and send out the second round.
That ain't what I said, Chris. I
Okay.
said wait the 35 days.
Okay, wait the 35 days. Okay, I misinterpreted.
Remember, this flow tells you when you're supposed to send out your next round of letters. You're not jumping ahead. You're not.
Gotcha.
You're letting them sit. You're letting them do what they do, because you don't know if in that 3 or 4 days from when they sent you the letters. And when you say that you got them back, let me ask you a question. Did you look to see if everything that's in that letter that you sent has been responded to with what they sent you back?
Yes, as far as the inquiries and my name, I guess, because there was 3 or 4 names that I've had and old addresses. They deleted some of the old addresses that they were like, we are able to delete these. These inquiries are factual. We won't be able to these, and it was detailed. Like 3 or 4 letters.
And it matched all the letters that you sent.
Yes, there was. I probably have to go over them to make sure, but
right, and that's why I'm
yeah.
saying, because remember, using this client as an example. So using this client as an example, when we're looking at attack 5, right? You're looking at 1, 2, 3 letters that are going out to TransUnion. When you are getting the reply, you'll get replies back. Like TransUnion will send you 3 replies, 4 replies, 5 replies back. So now if you're tracking, like, and this is how deep I go down the rabbit hole, but I will pull the information that my clients send and look and see what they're responding to, which letter it lines up with. Because you may have gotten a response back, but you may not have gotten a response back from all 3 letters. You may have gotten a response back for this one that has 11 pages and have a bunch of accounts. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what they kind of did. The TransUnion sent me like 11 pages of just with some of the inquiries, and then the old
another
addresses.
set.
Yeah, so now I have to go, but now that you're saying that, I'm gonna have to go back and figure out or just kind of dissect it.
Right. And that's if you're trying to like deep sea dive. I do that only because I have different. No, I'm gonna tell the truth. I can blame it on clients. I have OCD, okay? A little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. So I like to see, and when I track, I like to see exactly what was deleted. So if I go, okay, I did the pinwheel attack and I sent out these accounts, right? These were all the accounts that were on it, and these were the accounts that were deleted. I can match it up to know which letter that account was listed in. So now I'm able to track and say, well, the pinwheel gave me 13 deletions off of inquiries, or 5 deletions off of inquiries and 3 accounts, but the Punch of Fury gave me 7 deletions off of this, 3 deletions off of that, right? So now I'm able to track a little bit better and curate my own style. So the goal for this layout, whichever layout you would have chosen if you were using the old flow or the new flow, is to give you a starting point while you are learning. So you're still going to follow the 35-day window. Just because you got responses, if you haven't deep sea dive to confirm that the 1 letter or all of 3 letters that you generated or 5 letters that you generated have been responded to, I'm going to tell you the rule of thumb is that you give the credit bureau 30 full days to review your profile. You don't pull anything, because you're not supposed to generate another round until you pull your next report to see all the updates, right? So if you're only gotten back from TransUnion, what about the other ones?
Yeah, so just TransUnion and Equifax. I'm still waiting on Experian.
Experian, right? Don't forget to check your email. So be patient. I know that you want to dive in. I want you to dive in. Wait the 35 days. On
Gotcha.
day 36, pull your numbers, look at see what's there, so you can dip and do. Okay.
How did you get to that history? I see the history tab, but how did you pull up on your end? Because it looked a little bit different on my end.
What you mean, my love? Hold
That
on.
that right there. Yeah, that okay. That's the mailing to
Yep,
figure
this
out
is
how
the
you
mail
tracked
out.
it. Okay, that's the mail out. Okay. And
Yeah, I just did
that
that because I don't want to download anything. And because I've already quote unquote completed it, it doesn't give me the show all tab where you could have seen everything. I'd have to click download. And I ain't downloading nothing else on this computer. You hear me? I'm mad with this computer today.
Okay. Awesome.
But that's why I did the mail out tab so you could actually see all of the letters that were going out. But great questions.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, my love. You are round one. I'm so happy for you. I'm glad you sent out round one. When you pull your round two, I need to know what you found. What got deleted. So make sure you pull up back on me, okay, Chris?
Will do.
Thank you. All right. So, oh, welcome to the room. Is it Imelda?
Yeah, can you hear me, Raquel?
Yes, I can hear you. You sound a little far, but I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Well, this is my first time actually trying Dispute Panda, and I'm actually trying to figure how to work this. So I'm gonna need some guidance later on. I know you're kind of busy, but I was listening to what Chris was saying. When was that I think it was Chris or you. Anyways, my question was. I had actually 3,800 inquiries on my husband's credit report.
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. You're breaking up again. Sorry. You said using what?
So when in TransUnion, we do have issues actually having the hard inquiries being removed, even though they're not ours. It's not my husband's because I'm trying to fix my husband's, but TransUnion is the only thing that I'm having issues with because as far as experience, I got removed in 5 minutes. You know, because I called the fire department, which they were very, very awesome helping me out. But when it comes to TransUnion, honestly, I'm having issues with. So then when I do try to call, I cannot get nobody to answer the phone. Basically, it's like an automated.
Okay, so I'm so sorry. The connection got a little bit wonky, but I think I heard you say that you were trying to call TransUnion.
Right.
And you're not getting through. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so on this call, we're only going over the system as far as letters.
Well, I actually want to know on the system, but I have how should I say? I'm having issues because I see how good it looks on your screen, and I'm like, okay, how come I cannot get on that screen, and how can I go about it to actually have the software? The Dispute Panda. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I want to make sure I heard. I'm so sorry because it's coming in a little choppy. So you're saying that your screen doesn't look like my screen. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so when you say it doesn't look like my screen, are you talking about the attack screen or the dispute? Like what exactly?
The dispute and the attack. Because when I tried, I'm like, okay, so what do I do next to actually just start as far as fixing myself first and then go to my husband and then, you know, start with my, because I do have clients, and I prefer not to help them out yet until I figure the software. And once I figure it out, then I'm like, okay, now I know what to do next.
Okay, so let's go from the beginning. Do you already loaded yourself in and you added your required documents and downloaded your credit report? Is that correct?
Not yet. I was going to, but for some reason it's not letting me do anything. So I was like, okay, what do I?
When you say it's not letting you do anything, can you be a little bit clearer for me? Because it should allow you to go to the documents tab and put the document information in there.
Okay, I tried to add money, like it says balance where the panda is. You know, you're adding money.
So 1 second before we go there, because we're jumping all over. I want to stay in one zone for a second and then move through. Does that make sense?
Okay, that makes sense.
So starting in the client, I'm in this particular case, you are the client. So this would be your name that shows up here. Under the profile is going to have your address, your information on the screen, and the date of the last credit report. When you go to the document tab, it will give you the ability. I'm going to stop sharing really quickly because I want to make sure that the person's identification doesn't show up. So hang on one second. Is there a window that I have over here? Let's do this. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay. So you see over here, I've loaded the identifications up, and then I went to the credit dyno and I downloaded the credit report. Have you done this part yet?
I tried, but it did not allow me to do anything. That was my question to you. Why isn't it's not allowing me to, even when I'm trying to download it and have it on the system, it's not allowing me to do anything.
So what is it not allowing you to download? The credit report or the identifications?
The identifications and the credit report. I'm just like, what am I doing wrong here?
Okay, so how are you putting the identifications in?
Well, I scanned them and then I tried to download them.
Okay, so are you dragging and dropping?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you drag and drop, it says an error.
Exactly.
Okay. And it doesn't matter what you're saying, it doesn't matter how you do it, whether it's a picture form or you scan it, it's not working. So what I would like you to do in that particular case is there is a site called Loom, LOOM.com. It is a free platform that you can take a video of what you're doing so that you can show that you're getting this error, right? The reason that I'm saying to do this is because, hang on one second, let me stop sharing really quickly. Hang on one second. Okay, so let me go back to sharing. Okay, so if you look at my screen, I'm going to take out the proof of address, right? While we're here.
Right.
When I remove the proof of address and I'm looking to pull it in, for me, I can drag and drop. I'm a drag and dropper. I'm not a clicker. So I would drag and drop it. It should pull this up and then I'm able to go ahead and make the edits. If you go and do exactly what I'm doing here and it doesn't work, I want you to do the Loom, because then with the Loom, you're able to go ahead and see the information clearly that you can send to the info@Dispute Panda team. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Because it's not going to go to disputing until all of those boxes are checked and the credit report is in.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, so once you have those things in, then it will allow you to go ahead and move from the disputing where you can select the accounts, you save the filter, and then you can move on to the attack. So one thing leads you into the next. If that one thing isn't completed, you're stuck.
Okay.
So do the Loom video and send it to info@Dispute Panda for them to go ahead and support, okay?
Okay, yeah, I'm writing my notes, so thank you. That's a lot of help.
No problem. And then for you were talking about the balances. What question did you have about this?
So, well, what I was trying to say is, since I just enrolled, I want to add money to the Panda dispute, to Dispute Panda, should I say, in order for me to start. So when I was going to, for some reason, it's not letting me do anything, and I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong here? Because I input all my information when I enrolled, but nothing's working for me on my end. I mean, I just got a new desktop, actually. It's an HP. So it's like, okay, why isn't it taking it? I mean, what am I doing wrong?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The connection is kind of poor. Forgive me. When you say nothing is working, when we're specifically talking about the billing, can you tell me what specifically is not working, my love?
It's the billing. You know, when you're adding money to the Dispute Panda, it's not letting me add money.
So when you hit are you putting in the dollar amount, or are you doing the sign? This is okay. You're putting in the dollar amount.
I'm actually putting the amount on.
Okay, so you're putting the dollar amount like you can see on my screen right now, right?
Right.
Okay, and then you hit checkout, and then what's the problem that you're having?
So then once I do all that, and then I said, okay, you're buying the credits, you input everything, it's just not letting me do anything. I'm like, I don't know if I should go ahead and delete it and restart all over.
Well, no. 1 second. I need to clearly know when you say it's not doing anything. Help me understand. Are you getting an error message? Is it telling you it can't take the card? What is it specifically telling you?
It's just an error message that's popping up.
An error message.
That's
So again,
correct.
do loom.com, record the video showing that you're trying to put the funds in and that you're getting the error so that they can then in the back office see what's being entered. I did put my my link in the chat if you want to book a call with me. My link is in the chat for you to book a call, and that way you can share a screen in a private, safe space, because this does go on YouTube. So I don't want to ask you to share your screen, right? Because everyone's going to see your business. But if you want to book a call, you can. If not, you can do Loom, do a video so that the back office can see what the error is and tell you what the error is that you're experiencing.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, because when you're saying that something's not working, I don't know if it's glitching you out. Is it taking you back to the main screen? Like, there are different things that could be happening that needs to kind of be communicated clearly. So if you do the video, they can see what you're seeing to be able to then guide you through on the back end, or we can book a call and you can share your screen.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
I can book a call too.
No problem, my love. No problem at all. Any other questions, guys? Do you have any other questions, ma'am?
I'm good. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. I love that. I love that. Yeah, because I want you to get in. I want you to use it. I want you to have everything you need. And it sounds like there's a couple of pieces that are creating glitches. And I would love to know what they are, but we kind of got to hone in on one thing at a time so that it's all digestible. Because I don't mind eating an elephant, because I love elephants, by the way, but but we got to take it one bite at a time so that we're fixing one issue and then we can move on to the next one seamlessly.
Thank you so much. That's
my pleasure. And y'all, I will not say it enough. I love loom.com. I make Loom videos for my clients. Even when I'm making my review videos, I tell my clients to put that in so that way I get to see it and I can reuse it, and you get to see if someone has watched it. So that makes life so much easier. All right, so we are slowly approaching the 10 o'clock hour. Lies, it's fast, it's fast. Does anyone else have any other questions, concerns, comments before I give the nightly news service and let you guys go? Any other questions?
I'm good. You answered all my questions.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions? Go Pro Tax, thanks for pulling up on me today. I love when you come in the room, darling. Miss Clay, as always, thank you for coming and stopping by. So I like to give the church announcements before I let y'all go. There will be no pro call tomorrow. It's my pleasure, Mr. Bishop. No pro call tomorrow. We are doing some revamps to the system, so definitely hang tight. The calendar, my calendar is in the chat. Customer service is here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Hashtag use loom.com if you're having an issue and you want them to see what you are seeing. I'm an advocate in making sure that people understand, and I know that communication is different. You can be a great communicator, but you're only as good as the other person that can understand what you're saying. Cut it out and just use Loom. It gives you the ability to record. They can see what you're seeing. You can explain what's going on as well. And that way they can see it on your side and then be able to translate the information on the back end. Other than that, work the flow, guys. I don't care if you're around 1, you're around 2, you're around 10. Work the flow as it is. The hot tip that I dropped is that I love the paralyzed touch point. That is my letter. We go together at 6 months, okay? So if you guys are trying to figure out what can you add or what should you shift, the point of it is to get you accessible to where you can start correcting your credit in real time. right? If you choose to use the system to mail your letters, if you choose not to, it's completely up to you. I have a designated date every Wednesday with my 6-year-old and every Saturday with my husband to go drop off our letters. So that's how I operate, unless I'm out of the country, so to speak. But if you guys do not find it necessary and you don't have a problem mailing out the letters on your own, by all means, take advantage of it. Don't forget the subscribe and save option if you're leveraging the platform. It gives you 50% more of what you need, and that's definitely a gem. And it only bills you the amount every month. So if you purchase 20, you get 30. If you purchase 60, you get 90. This is ideal for the individual person or the couple that is trying to be a beast in these credit streets. If you are not, and you're doing this as a business, then you're going to just go ahead and buy your credits, okay? So that you have what it is you need. I am not going to stress it any longer, but y'all need to get into the community, okay? It is here to help you grow and glow. I want you guys to have every single thing that you need in order to be successful. If you have questions about a contract, as you guys can see, JM 5 hours ago, who's our moderator, went and put a simple contract in here. You do have to, tweak it to be state specific, but it's not necessary, right? So you want to make sure, you do want to tweak it for your state specifics. This is just a general one. So it's to give you an idea of how to get started and for you to then build up on. But you're able to go into all of the rooms, get site suggestions, get ideas, watch the onboarding, watch all the calls, and get everything you need to be successful, okay? So I wanted to make sure that you guys got everything. I'm going to ask one more time before I let y'all go. Oh, look, we here. Look here, y'all. We in here. We've been zipping and doing. I'm so excited. So any questions about the site, the community, how you can get in, Credit Dino? Anything? Nope. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for coming. For the new names that I saw pop up, Lamar, Timothy, Teresa, Mr. Bishop, I thank you for coming into this room. I think it's Emilda. I think I said it right. Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming in today. And David, as always, thank you for being the best co-host ever. If you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, please, again, customer service is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at info@Dispute Panda. It is in the chat. I'm trying to give everyone enough room to go ahead and get the chat together. What else was I going to say? Info@Dispute Panda. The rounds are in there. The contract David just dropped. So if you guys need to download a sample contract, please go ahead and leverage that. We are about to close out. I see that someone just came in. Hey, Miss Wendy, do you have a question? Her audio's coming up. Hey, Miss, Hey, Miss Wendy, do you have a question? Hi. Do you have a question tonight or no?
Are you all finished? I know I'm late.
Yes, we're about to wrap. Did you have a question?
Oh, shoot. I had too much going on. Oh, I forgot you all was coming on. Okay.
It's okay. Did you have a question that you needed tonight?
No, not today. I'm still working on that other thing. So, but I did find out something y'all might want to know.
Okay, what did you find out?
You might have told me this. When you're going through bankruptcy, whatever your amount is or something, they have an amount where you're immune from getting garnished and things like that once you file bankruptcy or in that process. Okay.
Yes.
There it is. Okay.
She said, there it is. Come on. All right. Well, guys, I thank you so much for being wonderful team members to your future and your goals. As stated, always, if you have any questions or concerns, customer service is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I have dropped my one-on-one booking link in the chat. I think I'm booked until next week, but if you guys need anything, again, there is no class tomorrow. We will see you guys again next Monday. David, you got anything for me? Or we good? We covered everything, right? Okay. All right. See, I tried to make sure that David get me together, y'all. Okay. Get me together. All right. So thank you guys so much for coming in, and you guys have a blessed night. Okay. Bye. Let me stop the recording.